What is this, episode 7?
Episode 7.
Yep. I'm Reek, McFly. G's here. Phil.
Back from daddy duty, guys. Happy to see you.
Right.
Good to see you back. Got away from the wise, man. Good job.
The band is back together.
Yeah.
Don't sound so happy.
So
Got a little time.
yeah. So
Just a little.
being that this podcast has been full of Nas slander since probably the first episode. I think a lot of us probably owe G an apology because Nas put out an album yesterday and it's pretty good. I like it.
Speak on it.
Hey, G.
I like it.
Speak on it.
G, I'm going to let you know. I'm not apologizing.
I'm not either, by the way.
Because it's on average. I said
I'm not apologizing either.
Said he was due.
One hot album every 10 years?
Yes, he's due.
Yeah, legend, man.
Let's talk about Nasir.
We talking about the new album. We talking about the new album.
We're talking about the newer. That's old news.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about the new one.
No, it's really good, especially for him.
Wow. He's a legend. Why I got to be for him?
Nah, I mean,
for him. He like he's a Make-A-Wish kid.
Well, no, it's really good. Not being funny. It's really good for anybody that was rapping in the 90s.
Yeah, I do like that.
That's fair.
Yeah, I do like how he did a good job working with the producer from this era. Mm-hmm. But I also I give Hit Boy a lot of credit for molding his beats to Nas's vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not one trick pony.
Right. So,
which shows the versatility in that I think with Hit Boy, to give him a lot of credit, this is going to allow him to be around for the next 5 years. No,
he's a producer, man. He could be around forever.
No,
right?
Okay.
I would hope he could be
Swiss.
around.
How long has Swiss been around?
Those are legendary producers.
Why can't Hit Boy been around for 5 years already?
No, but this was like the stamp because he's only did like moment, like that particular moment. And I feel when you do things like, especially with an artist like this just proves that you could really, really produce and you could change your tune, opposed to a lot of other guys who like literally like one trick pony. Not being funny, and this is all due respect, but like Young Chop, he was the hottest dude in the world, and now, he's really cold, to say the least. And he created a genre. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But
so it allows him to go on to that other standard of producing, because now he was just Hit Boy. Now he's done work with Nas, and he became, in a sense, he gave Nas life. Because look, Kanye couldn't do it.
Kanye can't do it for himself.
But
yes. Kanye can't do it himself.
But the thing is, he did something Kanye couldn't do, and Kanye is like, I don't want to use that word, but he's more than a man, less than a god, is what they said on Sandlot to a lot of these people when it comes to being an artist and being a producer.
He's that to a lot of new blacks. He's not that to anybody with sense.
New black.
Every time we say new black, I just laugh. New blacks.
And that's why he beefed with everybody on Twitter.
New blacks. That's it. They all new blacks. Every one of them's a new black.
Well, they are.
For the most part, like, because they're the only ones. It's like y'all, like, you really question. Like, I mean, do y'all go out? Do y'all have any life experience? Like, y'all go outside, like, at all?
No.
So, but yeah, Nas put out a really good album. I don't think we want to stay on this topic too long. Nas put out a really good album. Hit Boy did a great job. And I think G. I think G deserves an apology because he has been bashed.
Just acknowledge.
I'm not
acknowledge my guy, man.
Acknowledge
my guy.
He's the most overrated top 10 dude in rap. I don't care.
You're right.
He's put out too much trash until he puts out 3 Illmatics. I don't care.
You right.
He did a song with Core Mega.
Yep. It's why.
Come on.
Right.
Why? It was fire.
This song with
that song is really good. It's a really good album. Hold on. To prove our point, G, Joe Budden.
Nah, we good.
I listened to the Joe Budden joint. Joe Budden.
I don't know him. He got to handle Troy after he talked to me.
I mess with Troy. Trigger Troy. But seriously, Joe Budden said about Nas, he's like, yeah, we don't speak on his bad albums. When it's not good, they just won't speak on it. But like this terrible song Jay dropped, everybody spoke on how terrible it is. That's the difference between Nas fans and Jay fans.
That's a fact.
So?
That don't matter, G? G, right. Nas dropped a bad album. Can you acknowledge that?
Nope.
So, put the sunglasses back on, man.
So I feel about Jay.
Yeah.
You got some albums that I don't listen to no more, but you know, at the time I did.
You got 6 albums you don't listen to.
At least.
I had
never mind. I'm not doing it. Congratulations, Nas. You dropped it.
We was working out.
We're not keep doing it.
We was working out
the project, Nas.
Next time we work out, I'm bringing the Bluetooth and we listening to Nas album.
Wow. Don't you want to have a productive workout? I don't understand. Why would you do that?
Yeah, I'll leave
it. You're going to kill the vibe. I wouldn't do that.
Nah, I'm going to bring out a telescope and try to start looking for stars and moons.
Goodness gracious. In the daytime?
Yeah.
All right, Nas had a good album, but I'm not.
Let's move on to the next topic.
Let's say whatever. Fuck it. Next.
Let's see what else has been hot and has people in a frenzy. Okay, Meg Thee Stallion has come out.
I'm not speaking on this.
I'm gonna speak on this because I need to. So number one, first and foremost, I don't know who she's talking about in terms of because she had like a couple of tirades, whatever, getting mad at people for talking about it and thinking she's lying and all this other shit. I don't know why she feels compelled to keep speaking about it at all. Like, turn your shit off, get offline, go be in the strip club, go do whatever you about to go do. Have your fun. They're talking about charging this man with felony charges. They don't believe that he just didn't do some shit to you. So I don't know who you trying to prove. Bloggers and internet trolls and shit. Like, something happened, that's bad. It's sad. You were hurt. I get it, whatever. But like, why are you still talking about it? Like, in my mind, I'm like, let it go because obviously it's gonna be handled.
She got shot.
But he obviously about to go to jail. What else you talk about?
My thing is this. Meg let the pressure of social media get to her when it shouldn't have, because her statements don't help her cause at all. Like if you were a lawyer or anything like that, because her story, nobody's denying or condoning Tory shooting her.
Facts.
But
nobody's
doing that.
Is saying that's okay. Period.
Nobody's doing that. But for her to get upset because his people are going out to bloggers and trying to make him seem like the victim.
So she claimed.
Right. I mean, there's no proof of that necessarily.
Yeah.
Right. But she's claiming that they're doing that.
It makes sense. He should be trying to spin the narrative. He's trying to keep him going to jail.
Right.
I mean, I would expect him to do that.
Right. He's going to do what anybody in his position would do. But she's acting like that's changing people's minds on him shooting her, which it isn't. Nobody's riding with Tory Lanes.
Nobody.
But what was messing her up more is the more she speaks, the more holes you see on her side of the story.
Yeah, the whole I didn't tell the cops the first thing because I didn't want them to do this.
Right.
And
but then
they're walking it back, and it's just stop giving out too much information. Too much information.
Right, and then just describing the story like, okay, clearly there was an altercation, and let's not like the way she told the story, it sounded like, okay, we arguing, I was leaving, and then he shot me, and everybody knows there's probably more to the story than that. And it doesn't help the fact that you said I was walking away. which means your back was to him, so you don't know if he shot you. And I find it hard for somebody to shoot you in the foot.
Wait, one thing
while
though.
you're walking, like I don't know how you shoot somebody in the foot from behind.
Wait a minute.
So
we can't guarantee that she don't know what it feels like to get shot. Like I don't think that's
you know.
Maybe
I'm not
Corey
saying
was
may
standing
know.
up when he did it.
You said what?
He was, standing up and just.
Yeah, but
leave that little boy alone.
But the whole thing is, and nobody's saying he didn't shoot her because everybody clearly believes he shot her. He has a temper problem. He's a Napoleon complex. You know how they get a little rage. They're like Super Mario when he get a mushroom. Like you see what they do.
When they called him Super Mario with a mushroom. You're right though. Everybody believes he shot her. No one doesn't believe that. Everyone believes.
Nobody.
I don't know who she's talking about when she says this. I have no idea.
Listen, everybody wants him deported. So all you gotta do is just shut up. Because now
the what was it? What am I thinking of? The survey or whatever it was, or like the petition. My fault. The petition, like it had like 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah, they want him he's gonna be he's gonna be a true Canadian. Like he won't even be able to come back. We have to be Toronto and Vancouver, the only places he goes to. So it's just gonna be like, it's just like, dude, stop talking. Because if this was court, all the stuff you're saying, they can use to help get him out. And we don't want him to get out. He shot you.
Right. I think
shut up.
She's showing her age and like she's
about
young
to
and
say that.
She's like she feels like she has to respond. Like, remember, she's 25. So she's looking at it like I gotta tell you the truth and Tory stop lying. Like I'm sure her lawyers were like, yo, just let it go.
Right. Just be quiet.
Got this. Just be quiet. We got this. I'm sure they've already told her stop talking about it.
She's answering just like we always state. She's answering to a world that it's not real. This is what people want.
Right.
They want a reaction out of anyone that is like my son. He says, daddy, 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 daddy. Yes, nothing. Look and do something great.
Right.
So that's what they want. They got what they wanted. And now, because you're their entertainment, your life is their entertainment. And this is honestly when you open up your life and start trying to be real in a fake world, this is what happens.
That's
right. And she just folded under the pressure. Like it's better for her. Her silence on the issue looked worse for him. Mm-hmm. And now, not saying like it doesn't, like according to the Twitter world, it looks worse for him. But in the real world, if they go to courts and all that other stuff, your testimony is saying your back was turned. Your testimony is saying I was walking away. And, apparently he has a bullet that curves like a Hawkeye's arrow. And
the curve bullet?
the curve joint that shoots it foot. Because you saying you walking away and he shot you in the foot.
The more details that come out, the worse it tends to start looking. And again, like you mentioned, he needs to go to jail. He pulled out a gun and he shot
100%.
Meg Thee Stallion.
Right.
Like he deserves to go to jail, period. And we don't need no technicalities of wait, on like live and on Twitter, she said this, and then her testimony said that. She's a liar.
Right.
We don't need that shit.
Right.
He needs to go to jail. Just let them the justice system is not going to mess up putting a black man in jail. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna happen.
Unless you give them an out.
Do not give them an out. They gonna put his ass in jail if you let him.
Right. And I don't know how much money Tory has, but I mean, his lawyers might not be elite, so you don't give him extra stuff.
He said he may not have elite lawyers. He better go get some because he gonna need a miracle to get out of this. In my mind, but I ain't no lawyer, I ain't no judge, so we'll see. But I just wanted to stop talking about it. Just stop answering questions. Just let it go.
Just let them do what they do. So I guess we can move on to the NBA playoffs. Been pretty good. Despite a few blowouts. Hey, did anybody got any thoughts on Montrezl Harrell calling Luka a bitch ass white boy yesterday?
Cool with it.
I'm cool with it.
I fuck with that energy.
John, you know me, so I'm just gonna say, as a responsible person, especially somebody that played ball a little bit, that is exactly how you conduct yourself on a basketball court.
Exactly.
I mean, I can see why. I mean, he ain't soft, and I ain't taking no shit from Luka ever or anybody. But I mean, Luka, I'm not. Nah.
Yeah,
nah,
I think
you good, but know your place. I'll give you these hands.
Yeah,
like you'll catch these hands. So stop playing.
Look who he got into it with. The people Luka has literally got into it with have been Morris and Trez, the two guys
that you don't want to get
into.
Goons.
The two guys
the goons.
That want that.
They get paid to be goons.
They live that outside of. They live that outside of basketball.
Right. A double ejection is going to help the team easily. They'll take that all day.
Right. KP has gotten in Morris' face like twice, and Morris has not moved an inch. Like his head, feet, standing here.
Why would you?
Right. Like, what are you going? Like, are you serious?
Do
what
it.
Are you going to do?
Right.
Please. Do it. Do it.
I want you to. Like, KP, get out of here.
Come on, little dude. Call him little dude. He's 7'4".
Little dude.
Right. Little guy.
Dude.
Come on, little dude. Relax. Like, yo, chill out, little dude.
Martin and John Sally and Bad Boys.
Yeah. Like,
it's been good playoffs, though, man. I'm excited. I just want to get them Lakers out of there in 5. That's all I want. Lakers.
Yeah, I think the thing is that's been interesting about this week with the playoffs. There's been a whole lot. Well, it's normal. It's going to be a whole lot of overreacting on the wins and the losses. So, like, when the Clippers lost, it's like, oh, they should be down 2-0. Where's this elite defense? Clippers are this, Clippers are that. When the Lakers lost, it's, they're going to get swept and they're terrible and blah, blah. When they win, it's like, oh, we're winning the championship and blah, 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 blah.
Or better yet, how about this one? How about when Milwaukee lost?
Yeah, Milwaukee is like
I think Milwaukee, but people looked at that and said that's a fluke.
No, right?
They're playing against a true.
Yeah, Milwaukee is like because they're blowing Orlando out as we speak. So, so it's like
90 to 67 or something.
Yeah, everybody knew it's like they'll wake up. They've been coasting off bubble.
The LA teams, I do think have a slight issue though. Both the LA teams seemingly I'd say the Lakers more so, although they supposedly have the better players, but I mean maybe the better top 2 players, although that's debatable. I feel like the LA teams just I don't know. Like I want to see something from the Clippers. I don't know if I'm seeing
they killed yesterday.
But I'm like, to me, you shouldn't lose a game to the Mavs. Maybe that's
high praise. I would say this.
I just don't think
they lost
to the Mavs.
I was telling Reek earlier, I think they lost, not like they were intentionally trying to lose. Oh, first of all, their second best player is Pandemic P. He's been playing
the fact that they gave him that nickname is just
you're not going to win. You rarely win anything if your second best scorer can't. You got to think if the Dallas the Clippers if Paul George gets his average, both of these games are clear W's. He's not even touching his average. He's not even sniffing it.
Well, I think watching the game, the Clippers, especially game 2, they don't respect Dallas.
Nope.
You can tell that.
Yeah, so like game
Lil
2, they just sit there,
they can't respect little dude.
Right. You can't you're soft. Half your team is white. You know what I mean? Your stars are white.
That's a factor. Like, they look at them like, I ain't worried about you. But like the boys can play. They're gonna catch a game or two if you mess around. I'm just
right, and that's what happened. And that's what happened game 2.
That's the thing. They shoot. They not gonna miss shots consistently. So figure that shit out.
That's exactly what happened game 2. Like game 2, they were chilling. They think, okay, you know what? Yeah, they let them go on their little run. We'll just turn it on and then just smoke them. And then like that switch never came on. So game 3, you can tell like they clearly were the better team like the entire game, and they were and playoff P was just playing terrible. But it was just the defense. Like this is what it looks like when we turn up on y'all. Like y'all can make your little runs, or your bench can come in and fight for you when the game is pretty much over. But This is when we impose our will on you. This is what it looks like.
But
I don't think Doncic injury was as bad as it is, or he claimed to be.
Tired of playing.
Yeah, I think he wanted no parts of the game.
He was like, we're not going to come done.
Right. Like I think he wanted no more parts. They punked him.
But how they playing him? Everybody, because he a big guard, but it's a different from being a big guard and you running over little guards to you a big guard and other people is meeting you with that same energy, and he getting wore down and frustrated because they're being physical.
But also the scheme, just for the basketball heads out there, the scheme is to force Doncic left, and that's what they were doing. They were doing a lot of that yesterday. So it's more frustrating for him because he's not able to do what he wants, and it's physical, and they're talking to him, and he's a bitch ass white boy according to Harold, and this is like
according to Harold,
right? So all
that shit in a t-shirt, walk around,
right? So all this
according to Harold on the t-shirt.
So all of this is weighing in on him until the point is like, you know what? Because at the end of the day, he's from Europe. He's never been in this.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So, especially in this. First of all, none of them been in this, but now it's literally about basketball.
Different.
No, but I'm talking about
man.
I was about to say, I'm talking about the element.
Thugs you run into.
Right. The element of this is like this is what you would deal with at the park, Doncic.
No, that's what I'm talking about. This is basketball. When I say not the gym, I'm talking about it's a bunch of aggressive, because even in Europe, even when you play overseas, you're only allowed to have so many Americans on your team.
Right.
So you got, opposed to 2 to 3 black guys, you got 8.
And the likelihood of you being called a bitch ass white boy is very slim.
Exactly.
It's very slim margin.
and just our style.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud he switched nigga out for white boy, because knowing him, he definitely could have went bitch ass nigga.
Yeah. He could have. He could have.
Very detailed
because it applies to pretty much any person.
90% of league except the Dallas team.
Right.
Yo.
Every other team.
But even then, like it was a comedian, Russell Peters. He's Indian, but he said he has a bunch of black friends, and he was saying when they use nigga, how it applies to pretty much everybody. So he said his friends would be like, "Yeah, Peter, I saw you hang with a bunch of Chinese niggas last night," and he's like,
"Yo, that's funny." Because you honestly do say that. That's
why I'm giving my man his credit. I'm giving him his flowers, man.
Yeah. Give him his flowers. Not to go too far off. Did anybody see LeBron's book report on the autobiography of Malcolm X?
What? No, wait a minute.
Why is that a thing?
Listen,
I did not catch this.
Here's in case you didn't see it. All right.
First of all, who read it? I
have not.
Just let me go. Just let me go. I should have my do-rag on. Let me
go. He didn't murder Reek.
Listen, LeBron was doing a post-game interview, and what's the black reporter, the woman, Taylor, I think her name Taylor Rooks, something like that. Taylor Rooks. Now Taylor Rooks asked a very good question because he came out with the Malcolm X, the autobiography of Malcolm X. Now we all know LeBron likes to act like he reads.
Have y'all seen that meme?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Every time like when they show them clips, listen, when they show them clips of LeBron in the locker room reading a book, they're always like within the first chapter or gotta be the introduction. Like he never looks like he's deep into the book.
He got the cover in a page.
Right, yeah, like he never looks like he's deep into the book. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm always reading, guys.
Right. So he brought it out. He brought out the autobiography of Malcolm X. And Taylor Rooks asked him, he's like, so you're reading a book, and he's like, so what do you like? Basically, what's been interesting that you've read so far, or what are you getting out of it, or whatever? So
I'm reading it now, yo. Holy shit.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, I was a kid before. I've done book reports where a book I didn't read. Okay? LeBron sounded just like I would have sounded reading a book that I never read.
What is he talking about?
He didn't, because he didn't read the book.
Yo,
I've only had it for a couple days.
listen.
But
I'm on page 800.
he said, like, he was saying stuff like, he's great, man. A lot of stuff that was going on in the book's still going on today. But if you ain't been reading it for a couple days, you ain't even get that far, dude.
Nope.
Then
no, because I read the book. Me and Reek have both read the book. He literally starts from the beginning.
Right, like his childhood.
Yeah, so you're like, man, I didn't know he lived in Boston. I didn't know he's from Nebraska. I didn't know he's like, you could go all these places that you would never think Malcolm X lived, and he's a
very smart man.
But we've said this though, like LeBron is good. He kind of fakes a little bit. We've said this. He fakes a lot of shit to look a certain way. He's really well crafted, well designed public image. I'm a reader. I care about the community. Like all of those things are really good, but I don't know how genuine he is.
This one backfired enormously. If this was class, I'd have told teacher, just give me my D and then let me go sit down.
Yeah.
Because
you gotta take the D with your chin up.
Right. Because just give me the D for effort. I didn't duck the smoke. I didn't duck the book report to come up here and lie my way through this presentation. Okay? All LeBron had to do was say, I haven't gotten really far into the book. You know what I mean? But no, LeBron had to take it a step further and I wish I would have met him. Like, what are you talking about, dude? She asked you about what you got from the book.
And that means you haven't read it. Because technically, in the beginning, he doesn't talk about any of the great things he's done.
He doesn't talk about any of that. Like, it's literally his childhood.
Yeah, it's like
I wish I would. You wish you met the child version of him?
It's like, what are you talking about, dude?
You want to meet Malcolm Little?
Like, G read it like, G, he's like, you really sit there like, what are you like?
What is he?
You can tell.
Look at his face.
He can get that answer for any book.
Yeah.
Look at his face when he answered. Look at his face when he answered. He's like, God damn.
Why she gotta ask me that?
Yo, shout out to Taylor. She be asking some good ass questions.
That wasn't even a simple question, because the thing is, why would you bring it out if you didn't want nobody to speak about it?
Because the white media were just like, oh man, you read them, because they haven't read it either. So they don't know. They don't know.
They were like, don't know what that sounds really good. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, like LeBron, look at him being so woke. And she caught him sleeping.
Oh man.
Oh goodness.
Shit. Oh
goodness.
Bro, he don't want to answer this question. He's just, his face is like.
Oh, LeBron.
LeBron is sitting there like, man, damn, she got me. Like he couldn't just tell the truth and be like, I haven't read it. I really haven't read it yet. I just got it a couple days ago. It still looks brand new. It ain't even got no creases in the thing from opening.
He took it out the box today and was like,
And not being funny, the book he has, he put a picture up online of him reading it, and it's like this far. That he got the miniature version. You have to read that like this.
Yeah, like he ain't.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the big book where you could. It's not a lap book. You got to read that like you on a plane.
Yeah, that's how most of the copies are. But he's sitting there like, yeah, I only had it for a couple days, but blah, 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 but shut up, man. Like, what you sitting there bring it out for in the first place? Talk about basketball.
Talk about your 10 points.
Right. He had a good game. Like, you sitting there, you're like, you want to make it about, just look at me. Look how woke I am. I'm reading the autobiography of Malcolm X. And now she packed me in the corner like, damn, now I got to really read it.
I'm going to read the first chapter. That's what you just got to do, is just read the first chapter.
Yeah,
listen, all you had to do is say, I just got the book. I haven't really got into it yet.
Yeah, he hadn't even lied. He could have been like, I just started reading it. But I know about
just tell the truth.
I want to read the book. Ask me in a week or two. Make a joke about it. Then be like, all right, cool, whatever. But not LeBron.
He can't do that because his image, man, it's like, how could somebody like him who supposedly speaks up for so much stuff not have read that book? Like, his image is, in his eyes, his image is gone if he And say he didn't read that book.
And to be quite honest, that's how he plays his basketball game. Is everything is so precise, and he doesn't take any risk. Everything is strictly.
He took a risk coming out with that book.
Yeah, that was funny.
She asked him the right question. So what you getting out of that book, brother?
Yeah.
He could have easily said, you know what? I just got the book a couple days ago, and you know, see me in a week, and I'll discuss more about it. But nope.
On that same topic, do y'all think that because the whole point of like having the NBA was that we thought we would hear more about social issues. Do y'all think we hearing that now? Because I don't. Nope. The shit on the back of the jersey is cool, and they ask questions, and a couple of guys that had their interviews, and they just said, I want to just talk about Breonna Taylor. Like, I'm still hearing some of that from time to time, but it was talked about how it's going to be such a peek into social justice. We're going to do all this stuff. I feel like I'm just talking about basketball now.
No,
I don't even see the back of the jersey shit. Like, it's cool, but like education reform and liberty and
the thing is, this is their job. So when you have your personal issues in your life, but when you go to work, you still go to work. You do your job. Basketball is their job. So, and if like Reek, Greg, everybody that played the sport, like when you lose, you want to talk about why you lost. Like, yes, what's going on in the world is bigger than basketball, but at this point, we playing basketball, so we want to talk about basketball.
But I think to that point, that means that Kyrie was right. There's bigger shit going on than basketball.
We said that.
100% right.
We are one of few because the thing is, they've painted Kyrie with the narrative that he's like a bad guy, and they try to paint him like he's stupid when he isn't.
Well, he's not stupid, but that flat earth shit, that flat earth is stupid.
He retracted it, and he did say, like, I was a little too woke at that moment.
Okay. I know if he retracted, all right. When he was dead set on that shit, I was like,
he retracted it and said he looked too woke. But put it this way. Imagine if he gave that answer LeBron gave for the Malcolm X book.
Oh my God, what a liar. He never read the book.
He's an idiot. He's so stupid.
He's bad for the culture. He's a bad influence on the team. All these lies.
Right.
He flies backwards. Like, he's a bird. He'd be flying backwards.
Right. Like, yeah, just like.
Oh, what was that? Was that the Perkins line?
Yeah, that's
the same Perkins that said LeBron wasn't doing, like Michael Jordan wasn't doing this at 35.
He was only won a championship.
He won his sixth championship at 35. Won MVP, first team All NBA. like what are you talking about?
I'm so tired of him and other LeBron fanboys.
No, his is not even fact based, no numbers behind it. He just state what he wants.
He talks like a LeBron fan.
Yeah. Yes. At least hide it behind numbers.
Yeah. But back to your question, you know, I do think that Kyrie was right that they were going to lose sight of the issues because the only thing players are mentioning is Breonna Taylor. And you're not seeing or hearing about
that's only one thing.
Yeah, you're not hearing or seeing a lot about the other issues and whatever the case may be. And you can see why. I mean, it's playoff time. You're not really going to be thinking about that.
No, you focus on your job as trying to win games.
And picture if this is your job and you can't focus on the task at hand. You know, how can that affect your job and how can that affect your pay for next season or whatever the case is? Picture if it's a role guy per se, not so much like a star, but a role guy who's playing in their last year of contract and you doing all these outspoken words and saying all these good things about what's going on socially, but you're stinking it up in the gym. Picture, not being funny, picture if KCP or J.R. Smith say, yeah, but Breonna Taylor, what about your field goal percentage?
I mean, they doing good enough to be on the team, so they know better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
JR talking about shit. But yeah, I get what you're saying though.
But that's the point. That's the point. We supposed to be talking about everything, not just basketball, and now we're focused on just basketball to go agree with what we were saying about Kyrie. It was never about sending the message and getting your mind. Like somebody said, it's like, oh, well, we want to get our mind, we want to do something normal. Why do we want to get our minds off of this when it's the time to strike and we're talking about basketball?
I mean,
Right.
You know? So
Yeah.
you're right. I look at like a Fred VanVleet. Dude about to be unrestricted. He balling.
he picking that bag up.
He said,
He's gonna
what?
be. You know who's gonna pay him?
He said, Brianna, who? The Knicks.
That's right. We're gonna pay him.
The Knicks are gonna throw the bag at him. And
I
I'm
hope
gonna be
not.
pissed. Oh no,
Listen.
they are.
Yeah,
we are. Yeah, we are.
Here's the thing I'm noticing about Knicks fans. We love our players too much, and we don't admit when our players are trash. Because they'll sit there and say, "Oh, we got Frank and we got Dennis." No, we need a point guard.
Oh God.
We need a point guard.
Oh God, Frank Ntilikina was one of the worst picks you've ever made.
Yeah, like
everybody says.
I was hoping, like it's just a curse of the Knicks. We got the 8th pick, and
don't remind me.
Personally, I'm tired of walking in this dark tunnel and not seeing no light. Okay.
They're gonna trade up though. They're gonna get stupid and trade up.
For what?
Yeah,
You have to have pieces to trade up.
They gonna.
No, we don't, baby. You can sit there. Listen. The teams that's ahead of us are just as stupid. Yeah, they're just as stupid.
That's true.
Who number one?
Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
Everybody
the Knicks really want LaMelo Ball. I think they want a point guard.
Yeah,
and they
wanted LaMelo. LaMelo was he was going there.
LaMelo wants to be there.
Yeah, from everything that we've heard, that's what he wants to go. They're gonna make it happen. They're gonna do it right now. They're gonna make a trade.
LaMelo not going 1 or 2.
He not. Because the teams that 1 and 2 don't need a point guard.
At all.
No. So we're gonna go for that 3rd pick. Probably give up another first, or maybe we can get Frank off our damn team. That'd be nice.
That would be wonderful.
If we give a 1 and Frank for that,
I will give them. Take whatever you want. Look at the whole roster.
Yeah.
Who you want.
Yeah, you can take at least 3 players.
I mean, they're not gonna get rid of Robinson or RJ. They're not doing that.
I would get rid of RJ.
RJ
today.
Is not good.
Today.
Damn. Really?
You like RJ?
Yes. Today.
I mean, I don't dislike him.
He's not. He wasn't good.
RJ. Who's the 3rd pick?
I would get rid of him for
Knox. You like Knox?
No. No, I'm not crazy. No, we're not.
Frank can go.
Dennis Smith could go.
Julius Randle can go. RJ Barrett.
You mean Zion?
Everybody except. Come on, man. Everybody except
Mitch
Robinson.
Mitch got to stay. Everyone else is. I mean, I would still want to keep RJ. The problem is, if you go for a guy like there's rumors about us wanting. We always want somebody. There's rumors about us wanting to go get Donovan Mitchell, and they're concerned about the fit there. I think
what's the fit? Whatever he wants.
Yeah,
the fit. Who cares?
I mean, I'm talking about like if they traded for him. I don't want them both on the same team, so I would trade him for that. I would trade RJ for a proven star. I don't know if I want to trade him for a 3rd pick, but maybe. I mean,
what did he do?
He got some.
Exactly.
He had some good.
Shot terribly. Had the keys and shot worse.
Yeah, that wasn't good. They're not. But I'm just saying right now, they're not gonna get rid of him. They're just not.
And he's a Canadian basketball player.
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, it's depressing enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
random Knicks rant.
Yeah, that's part of what the podcast is about. Random Knicks rants.
Knicks rants.
Yeah.
But
y'all would have blew it anyway.
Yeah, shut your mouth, right? All right? Yo, G, I will kick you out right now. Stop playing.
Anyway.
We wouldn't have, if we ever got the top 2 pick, I don't think we would have blown it. We would have been. We just always get 7 or 8, and then we lose the guy that we want before it gets.
We haven't gone up in the lottery since '85.
What was KP?
Since Pat. KP was 4.
KP was 4, and we dropped because the Lakers hopped ahead of us, and they got to 2. I remember that bitch ass smirk that Byron Scott had. I was so hot. I was
because
like,
we wanted D'Angelo Russell.
Yes, badly, which we probably would have messed up anyway. But at least I wanted to get him.
Let's go on. Let's talk about Percy, Master P.
Yeah. Now a couple weeks ago, I went in on Percy, and people be like, "Hey man, he's immobile. Everybody loves Master P, Percy Miller." Now it's coming out.
Percy
Percy's been having issues with C Murder and Monica and Kim K.
Look,
So he put
all
out.
I said was that's not his business model. Just to clear my name.
Wait, having good rappers make good songs was not his
Right,
business.
yeah. And that was my whole thing about Percy was the quality. It was not the business model. It was the quality.
He's made money, but you ain't going to buy his shit. That's a fact.
Right. You're not going to sit there and throw 4 Mr. Serv-On albums at me. You're not going to do it.
That was by far the worst interview I ever caught a snippet
Mr.
of.
Serv-On was on, and like, it's so funny. I brought all this stuff up. Mr. Serv-On was on Choke No Choke's YouTube channel. And
why is you watching?
I tried.
Reposted it, man.
I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
Letting Mr. Serv-On just talk is not a good idea. But
that's why he had to get rid of him.
But then again,
Mr. Serv, you want to hop on a podcast? We're available. Let us know.
I wouldn't know what to ask him.
How you lose your eye?
He got his eyes.
Oh.
Who you mixing him up with?
The other guy.
Percy had a guy with one eye on his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Percy put out an album with a guy with one eye.
No, he missing his eye now. He missing his eye now.
Who the guy with one eye?
I gotta look him up, man.
How you gonna be a no limit with one eye?
No, he don't have an eye now. He had an eye then.
The one-eyed rapper.
Who's the one-eyed?
Who's the one-eyed rapper?
You're pretty limited if you got one eye. You can't be no limit.
Oh no, yeah. It is Mr. Serv-On. He ain't got no eye.
Yeah.
You don't have an eye?
Told you.
Yeah.
So now you can't talk shit about him.
Yeah.
Last eye with Choke?
Mr.
Yes. Told you.
Choke, no joke. I gotta look this up. Cause you look like you was looking right in the camera.
I mean,
he was looking at he wasn't looking at the camera.
I mean,
oh damn, he got sunglasses on.
That's why. You know what's up.
Look.
But they weren't like black where you can't. Oh yeah, you might have one eye.
Told you.
Yeah.
He got like the Assassin's Creed hood on with sunglasses.
Leave that man alone.
But anyway,
but let's be positive. Let's talk about P.
All right.
It ain't gonna be positive. Like
He's a great businessman. What's your take?
Yeah.
What's your take, man?
So anyway, Monica has been working with Kim K to try to get C Murder out of the pokey, and Percy has not taken too kindly to that, and went on a apparent 7-minute rant that I didn't watch.
I heard it.
Yeah, he was going at Monica and Kim K and C Murder, and I think from what I saw and read, I think the gist of it was, they're doing stuff that he's already been trying, and he doesn't like the fact that C Murder. I did read some of the stuff on his Instagram post, and he didn't like the fact that C Murder was calling Kim K an angel and Monica and Angel were trying to get him out, and he said, "You never referred to me as an angel or
our family,
your family as angels for trying to get you out," and so on and so forth. But it seems like it's a big mess right now.
See, when I heard, I did hear. I heard it right before because I was looking at the docket, and I actually kind of feel P because he said, "Now you doing all of this." He said the same people that's responsible for you being in there in the pokey is the same people that's putting all these lies in your ear. Is the same people you still holding true to, but you want to, kick me every chance you get because you feel that I'm supposed to do this for you. He like, I spent millions of dollars on you and I didn't even get a birthday card.
He's supposed to send him a birthday card?
No, but he's saying it's the principle behind it. You say it's not about, it's always about what P hasn't done for me. It's not what P did for you, because P made you a millionaire. You know what I mean? And you just keep talking about what I'm not doing.
But that's always how you going to your siblings and people in family. It's always going to be like, whatever, you supposed to do something for me. Like Kim K has no obligation to him. And what probably hurts P a little bit is that Kim K got more clout than you. Kind of fucked up, but she does. She has to hear people who actually matter more than you do. And because if you had to hear people that mattered, you'd have got shit done faster. So you probably looking at like, all right.
I've also seen. I've also seen the issue that people are having with Percy, because I think he also was kind of saying
Percy. I know that's his name, but come on,
Like
man.
he's doing that to be.
Man.
He's doing that on
Come
purpose.
on, man. Yeah,
Man,
I know what he's doing.
We got to get a ski mask, man. I keep telling you, man.
Right,
Do your interviews with a ski mask.
It seemed like if C Murder gets out, I think he seems like he wants the credit for that more than Monica and Kim. Why Monica is trying to get him out, I think Monica was her first love or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's apparently she's been visiting him the whole time he's been locked up,
which is sick.
Even though she's been married
twice.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'll be like, so hey babe, fuck that. It's sad and shit, but no. But that's just I'm petty.
Yeah, that's sick. But
but what I expect to happen is, because Percy has been getting on the bad side of black women for allegedly attacking Monica on this issue, even though I don't feel that he's wrong for his side. Like, I've been doing this and I don't really know you, and you're trying to act like you don't know what I've been doing to try to get him out and try to get him out for years or whatever. It's still a family issue. But since he's got on their bad side, I expect more dirt to come out about Percy than people know, which is what I was saying, because everybody act like, Jay-Z screwed this person and Puff screwed this person and Master P never screwed anybody. It's like, your own brother doesn't like you right now. So it's going to be
That's tough. That's a tough take. Your brother don't like you. Damn.
Yeah, like she ain't messing, like his own brother ain't messing with him right now. So it just proved to my point that the way people were trying to portray him, like he's the mogul or the record person that's different from the others, when that isn't necessarily true. And now I think what's going to happen is more people are going to start seeing that, and more people are going to start airing their stories out against him, because he's on the wrong side of the fence in that realm. So
you really legitimately think that Master P was out there getting boys just like everybody else, and like all this time that them passed?
No, I think.
Well, name a successful person.
He's doing what the business was. I'm not gonna say he's
right.
getting people. He's just doing what the business, the standard business. It's not getting people. It's doing what the business.
Yeah,
was.
but I think as far as I know, and if something comes out, then I'll apologize for sure. But as far as I know, it sounds like he wasn't a label. He was literally just doing distribution deals and then giving people their ownership.
No. He owned everything from No Limit. I watched the documentary. He signed so many artists. What he was doing is he was giving everybody opportunity.
But he was giving out masters. He wasn't like, he might own a percentage of them, but
that's what I'm saying. He's getting his piece. He's getting his cut like everybody else.
Right.
But that's business though.
So he's doing traditional. He's doing a little better than business, but a lot of his artists.
But if he has the platform,
a lot of his artists' gripe was they felt they could have been bigger.
And that was my thing. You can't name a No Limit artist that's doing great right now.
What, man? Mexico doing great. What you talking about?
No, he's not. No, he's not. But
he is mystical right now.
That's a week. Feeling like I should have been bigger is like, man, go to a different company. I don't know. You know what you signed up for.
But what they said, if I watched the joint, which is really good, they said when P, because he was the head of the label, right? So whatever he did actually was working at the time. His business model, as G would say. But when he started diversing his portfolio, trying to play basketball, owning the agency, putting his face on everything, it kind of put the music on the back end, and his artists suffered. Like it was the sound, even the Beats by the Pound. That was the name of the producers that created the sound for No Limit. like to make them say uns and stuff like that. That first wave, he let them go because they felt they deserved more. As far as money, G, he wasn't giving them. He was giving them money, but they wanted more money because you're making more money, so I should be having more money. Nothing that a traditional artist was that expected.
See, and that's
that they didn't pop after they left him.
Right. His business model, if you're an artist, you're never going to get the chance to really cook like that because he's going to put something out every month. So it's like, okay, I get 30 days to do whatever it is I'm going to do. And then the next person is going to come in and they're going to take away from what I was just doing.
Yeah. And so even bigger than that, I'm getting a cut. So the thing is with P is I'm not taking from you, but I'm getting everything that's mine. And you are, everything is negotiable. So what your first album was, yes, it went platinum, but you're still owed a second and third album, even though we're supposed to renegotiate. No, this is what it's going to stay as. Even though we're supposed to renegotiate, that would be the right thing. No, the right thing is what you signed the first time.
You don't get $400 million giving everybody they do piece every time.
Exactly, and that was my whole thing. That was my whole thing.
That's why
I'm not giving everybody all their shit. Just I don't care.
He's not doing anything bad at all.
It's not that it's bad. I'm just saying you're doing what's good for you.
Right.
He's the first guy you look out for before everybody else. That's
zero. There's been zero superstars out of No Limit.
Romeo.
Silk.
Like I said, there have been zero superstars out of No Limit.
You just said Silk?
Don't
Mystical is the one, and I mean you could say Snoop, but he was big before that.
Yeah.
But
Snoop was big before Snoop was already who he was.
As far as developed, you could say potentially Mystical, and that's it.
And
that was short.
People using Snoop, but Snoop's contract, even though it's probably standard, whatever. Snoop is a clear diamond.
Snoop had the same deal as Snoop.
Snoop already
got paid better than the rest of them.
He's not getting the same deal.
He's not getting the same deal. He knew that. Right. He was a star before he got there.
He was a superstar already. Snoop broke the record for a debut album before, like on Death Row.
No debut label.
Right. Like he was already.
He created Death Row.
Right. He's Snoop. Like he already is who he is. He ain't Mercedes.
Every time you say that.
You know the name of her album was like Back End or Front End or something crazy? Yeah. Bent over.
People bought it for the cover.
Look it up. Look up Mercedes album cover.
I remember because nobody bought it for the music. Everybody bought it for the cover.
I'm telling you, look at it.
This was pre-Instagram. Couldn't just see it, stuff like that. You had to go buy it.
More information could come out, but my argument is artists arguably had a better deal.
Yes.
With Master P. It may not have went nowhere because he's a trash label owner, but they arguably had a better deal.
He's successful.
For an artist, according to y'all, he would be he would seem like he's trash or not getting big.
Nah, not me.
What you arguing there?
No, what I'm saying is he's doing a traditional business model. He's doing more than most, but he's not doing nothing that much better.
Right. So like I was saying, like
that's all I'm saying.
Cash Money, look, Cash Money had Baby wasn't really paying people like he should have either. But Cash Money followed a similar model as far as consistently putting people out. But at the same time, they also built stars.
I guess my mind would change if I knew whether or not what percentage of their masters they have ownership of. Because I think regardless of how trash their music was, that's worth more than anything to me.
If you go look at Mr. Serv-On interview with
I'm good on that one.
Choke.
No, listen, I can stick with my opinion. As long as I don't hear it, it won't have to change, right?
He's doing.
G.
I tried. He looked like he was still living in the trap house.
He don't have an eye.
How'd you lose your eye? What's the story of him with his eye?
I told you. That's the question I would ask.
Dude, I want to know that too.
I'm about to look this up. How did Mr. Serv-On lose his eye? Think about that question itself. How did Mr. Serv-On lose his eye?
Your phone going to cut off. Google, don't ask me that.
Google's going to be like, who's Mr. Serv-On?
You're going to see his question mark. I'm done.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's a top question for Mr. Serv-On. How did he lose his eye?
Man, I'm telling you, man, the South is sick, man.
Oh, he got cataract.
Oh. Okay.
Apparently lost his eye of natural causes.
Wow.
Yo, you was cold, Reed.
What? How is that cold?
Yo, because you start laughing like you had a joke you was gonna say, but you just didn't.
Depending on how he lost his eye, I would have. But he just had cataract.
That man eye alone.
Just had cataract, like nothing.
Probably
nothing
staring at the sun.
You ain't got much to look up for if you're at No Limit.
Wow. I'm done. Reek, where's the do-rag at, Reek? The do-rag in the ski mask, bro, with the blood splatter. Damn, he said nothing to look up for. All right, that's
really bad.
Yeah, you
bad,
get a couple.
But it's true.
You get a couple lines on "I Got the Hookup" after your album comes out.
I got the.
Just thinking, he's always getting the arrows, as they say, because he was the first one over the hill. He did all the things first. He was just ahead of his time, you could say.
For doing what?
He did the agency thing. He did the film
failure.
thing.
Like, you can't just sit there. Like, here's the thing. And this is just like in general. You can't just say, I'm up and decide to do this thing just because I feel like doing it and then not put the due diligence into hiring the right people, planning it out the right way. I'm just going to be a sports agent because I got money. Who did he represent as an athlete?
He did Ricky Williams.
Who?
Ricky Williams.
Boys in the Hood, Ricky?
No, Heisman Ricky Williams.
I mean, but he was like probably high the whole time though.
No, listen. They spoke on this in the doc, right? So everybody said Master P did a bad deal, right? They interviewed Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams' whole thing was Master P got him what he wanted. He wanted $8 million, but Ricky Williams had a totally incentive-based contract. And once he didn't reach his incentives. And Drake contested this because he was in New Orleans. He's a New Orleans fan. Ricky didn't ball out in New Orleans, and they cut him, and he didn't get any money. I think he made like $1,500 off his contract or something crazy because he didn't reach all the incentives. But he got the $8 million signing bonus or whatever the signing bonus was at the time. But he didn't reach all his incentives, and so it made it look like Master P negotiated a bad contract when that was a contract Ricky wanted. He was like, I want to earn my money. And he did.
Yeah, but an agent will tell you that's
bad
stupid.
Agent. Right, an agent's gonna tell you no, get paid up front. That's why it was a bad deal.
Master P didn't do it. He wasn't his agent. He was the agency's head. A great lawyer who done tons of other contracts did that. Ricky won this contract, and that's the contract Ricky got. It was just under Master P's banner.
Yeah, all right.
I go.
Just saying,
you gotta know how to put your client in the best spot. You need to know better for them at times.
But that was my whole thing. You can't just be like, I'm expecting to be successful. I'm just going to up and decide to do something. So when you look at...
He had a lot of success. And I think from that, whatever time he used to put in to do shit, he stopped. And it was just like, well, I'm just Master P now, so that should be enough to carry me. And I think that's something that the guys that have surpassed him, the Dre's, the Diddy's, those are the guys that are like, oh, okay. I'm going to take that same approach I had to making a beat to business, to running a label, to I'm going to keep reinventing myself with that same drive I had. They're not going to just rest on their laurels. And again, he did great shit, but he seems to have at some point just rested on what he built and just said, oh, that's enough to just carry me throughout. And I'm like, that's how you put up, poor quality shit.